hear the voices inside my head, the voices behind the wall, uplifting the underdog, we fighting above the law.
Okay, there. Trillia Beach! Hey, Punksy! NK... NK knew who? NK... Wait, what does that say? NK... Nihu?
Yeah.
Hey, Gail, Katie, all that glitters, Natasha... Go back a little bit here. Cousin, Laura, Aunt Misty, Forget Me Not, Cam, Mary, Northern Lights, Laura, Darzilla. Hello, Jean, Mallory, Jody, Rosie, Kimkins. Hey, Heather Long. Hey, everybody. I want to, let's just pull this up. Hey, Jay, Meredithy, SGC. What? What are you doing?
I don't know. What are you doing? Who's what now?
Who's the what now?
Huh?
Okay, so I've been telling you about this video. Okay, so show them your handsome face. So when I showed you the screenshots of the whole situation with Barry Morphew, what were you thinking?
I was like, oh, God.
Hey, Lori, Tiffany, Bobby. You were like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I can't believe it. Well, I can believe it, but...
So it really got me thinking about Summer Wells' case, and that's exactly why there's no charges yet. I want to see... No. Okay. We're going to watch this here.
Hold on. Yeah, I saw part of that.
You did watch part of this? Okay, share screen. Hey, Mama Bear. Hey, Shell. T, Mar, Angel Princess. We're so cute. Marshmallow, Poetic Justice. Hi. Hey, Marie. I want to start going over the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stuff as well. If you guys are down with that, I want to do that. Hey, Caterpillar. Okay, what was I doing?
Share screen. C12.
C12, Diamonds, everybody, Robin, Susie.
Pardon me.
Brown eyes. Okay. When we do full screen, do they see us too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can change that, but yeah.
Traffic is wasting your PPC budget. Get a free click fraud audit now. Just connect.
Can you discuss what the motion for dismissal discussed about their continuing investigation towards possibly finding a body?
First, I want to say that Mr. Morphew not only was presumed innocent and still is presumed innocent, he is innocent. And these charges were false from the beginning. The affidavit that was filed in this case was egregious and wrong and had so many misstatements that carried it through to a preliminary hearing where more lies and perjury were committed in order to get Mr. Morphew wrongfully convicted.
Oh, and also what stands out to me, the daughters. Suzanne and Barry's daughters stand behind Barry Morphew. Now, we know another case where the children stood behind the father, which is Michael Peterson, the staircase murders, the other trial by media case. And we now know that, well, the kids don't necessarily today. Actually, one son has spoken out a lot about saying, my dad is actually probably a serial killer. I showed you that video. So that's the case that we kind of got into. It's one that Don Wells has looked into and studied per our conversations to try and coach himself how to look in the media. Literally, eventually you guys will see texts where my exact words to Don Wells was, this guy got away with, I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 murders.
2.
And Don was like, oh, really? Oh, wow. And I'm like, yeah, watch this. He's like, okay. He's like, oh, really? Like, that was our conversation about it. Not like, well, why are you sending me this or anything weird? And a lot of the stuff that I would do or bring up to Don, it's because I wanted to see his genuine reaction to it. Like when I said to him once, a lot of people came for me, but I said in a live interview with him, I said to him when Summer died. Instead of the day Summer went missing, I said the day Summer died. And he flipped. But there's other things that, I just wanted to see his reaction when I said certain things to him. But when I send him Michael Peterson and the trial by media, and I say, hey, this guy got away with murdering 2 people at least, and the media helped him. I said, I think he did about 8 years total, but he definitely killed 2 people, Don. I said, watch this. And his reaction is, oh, really? Okay, yeah, I'll look into it. That's not the right reaction for an innocent man. It should be, why the hell are you sending me this? I don't need to watch this. Like, I don't care, right? So, I don't know. It's just very telling because I noticed that Barry Morphew's daughters stand behind him, but I'm curious, what do they really think?
Now we know today from the motion to dismiss that was filed by Ms. Stanley in her office that the reason why they're dismissing it is because now they believe that they need to find a body in order to proceed with any kind of charge against somebody who might be responsible for her.
Just that part there. How do you think? Do you think he should be in jail or prison right now currently when there is no body? And like you were asking, was there blood found or what? There's not enough. There's not. Now, I don't really know what DNA is all found because I haven't steady followed this case like I have Summer Wells, but I follow some of, like CDT and Amber Truth Seeker News and stuff who do cover this. Jay for Justice did a lot. AK, I watch his channel, who got very up close and personal with Barry Morphew. And so a lot of this, I can kind of see how it's going to play out with Summer Wells, honestly. Now, this is Colorado, though. So Tennessee and Colorado, but still. What do you think about there not being a body? There's not enough, like, blood or human anything found to show if she's dead or alive right now. Much like Summer, we just know she's missing. So, with her, I know there was a bike with fingerprints. I think they're going to bring that up in a minute, but
yeah, it's tricky. I mean, if you don't have a body, you need to at least have some kind of evidence of foul play. So if they don't have any blood or torn clothing or anything, it'd be really hard to prosecute.
in Summer Wells' case, do you think that we have any evidence of foul play?
Evidence? No.
So right now she's just gone. We still just don't know what happened to her.
Pretty much, yeah.
Suzanne Morphew, you'll hear in a little bit more. I think there was fingerprints on the bike, she says, from, I think, registered sex offenders, I think. I'm not sure.
Her disappearance.
Advertising on Google without ad protection? You have to try Clixies. Every time a
Today is the first day the prosecution has ever stated that that would be a consideration and a charge of murder against another person, including Mr. Morphew. Forever they have stated that they don't need a body, that a body is irrelevant. But you need to know that in this case, there has been not a single ounce of physical evidence that has been found connecting Mr. Morphew to this alleged crime. In fact, there's DNA that is placed on all the critical items of evidence in this case, on the bike helmet, in the house, in the car, that is linked to unknown males and has been linked to convicted sex offenders in this country. And the prosecution has chosen not to follow those leads. Instead, they have done one thing, which is focused in on Mr. Morphew and ignored everything and every type of evidence that would seem to turn them away from Mr. Morphew.
I have one question. I don't know if anybody knows this, because again, I didn't follow this case as closely as I do other cases. It's not just DNA on a bike, but DNA in her vehicle. Dalen, okay, anyone know, was this a brand new bike? Like, do we know if she bought this brand new? Like, who else could have, you know what I'm saying? Like, was this a used bike that she got somewhere? Is this a brand new bike that she ordered? I'm going to assume, because I think they were well off, if I'm not mistaken, or at least their house and everything looks nice. I'm going to assume it was a new bike, but same with John Benet Ramsey. There was a drop of blood found in John Benet's underwear, and I think they ended up talking that away like it could have been someone from the factory who made the underwear. Because it was so microscopic. I don't think that DNA, they could even lift up like an actual DNA, and they just said it was from the factory of whoever made the underwear that she was wearing. So I don't know how many people touch a bike when it's being made, or the fingerprints on a bike. I don't know. I kind of want to know more about, like, where did this bike come from? No, it was made for her. Like, who made the bike then? We got to be... I mean, just because there's fingerprints on a product that's being made, like, I don't know.
Well, how new was the bike?
That's what I want to know. Who? I think I did hear that before, that bike was specially made. John Beneath, yes, you're right. Share DNA from factory on panties. Yeah. Touch DNA, not blood.
We were going to get Mr. Morphew acquitted. Rightly, after a trial that we believed we were going to have.
Yo, okay,
But all of a
if
sudden
he gets
now today-
acquitted before there's a body found, we're in trouble. Because that means he's done with all charges and he cannot be charged again. When I heard this, first thing I thought to myself was the whole double jeopardy rule. Okay, it's dismissed now. Can they charge him again? They can charge him again, but it sounds like, hey, Tammy Burns, love you, sister. Hey, Lex, hey, everyone coming in. I'm not really watching chat, so forgive me. I'm not ignoring. I'm just talking. You know how I am. But, I mean, what was I saying now? See, I get distracted.
The double jeopardy thing?
Double jeopardy, yeah. But they're saying that they could charge him again should they find Suzanne's body. But she says something that stands out to me in a little while. That, again, I'm watching this and I'm thinking Summer Wells, and this is probably why there's no cases and why the DA, Mr. Armstrong in the Summer Wells case, said they have to really think about the repercussions of, okay, well, if we get them in trouble for this or press charges on this, like the downfall of that will be, like, Barry's now getting it dismissed. Now, if he gets it acquitted, I believe if it's acquitted, he cannot be charged again. Even if they find Suzanne and there is something leading to him, is done and over with, he cannot get charged again.
I don't know.
If he's acquitted, the dismissal is different.
In the face of the fact that they have committed so much misconduct, they decided to dismiss the case, claiming that there is a body that they're close to finding up in the mountains that are snow covered by nearby where Mr. Morphew's house was. We have not seen any indication in any of the discovery that we've been given, which has been terabytes and terabytes of information.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know at least half you in here are Criminal Minds fans like I am. You cannot tell me this doesn't look like Agent JJ standing right here next to them. I mean, identical. It looks like her twin.
What was Barry's reaction and the daughter's reaction when they heard this news?
Barry and his daughters are relieved, but they're sad because they too want to know where Suzanne Morphew is. You know, there's been a lot of press and different types of social media, just like you, Lauren, who have really made a case that Barry's guilty. And the community has really done a poor job. And shame on the media and shame on the people in the press who've jumped to conclusions. In this case,
It's really unfair to say. But
it's not unfair to say, Lauren Sharp, you were participating in the fact that this community was actually believed wrongfully that Mr. Morphew was guilty when he not even announced evidence against him. And this case
there
was
she goes.
moved
Whoa.
from Chaffee County.
She's getting angry.
Because partly of what you did in this case, you and Miss Stanley did in this case, in order to prejudice the
my
jurors
name
that
was not
potentially would have
mentioned
been
at all
sad.
in the courtroom. Okay?
This, right now,
Calm
we are
down,
dealing
lady.
with a family that is grieving their missing mother and their wife. Barry Morphew loves Suzanne Morphew. He loves her. And
This is all because of you. You. Like, whoa, lady, simmer down. This is stay professional. That's like me up there talking. Meet me in the back.
Catch me
he misses
outside. How
her.
about
Catch
that?
me
He wants to know
outside.
where Suzanne Morphew is. It's a big question mark. It's a big question
Like
mark.
it's
Definitely,
all
there
those two reporters' fault that Barry went to jail. Like,
Oh, yeah.
let's not.
Now, what is up with this woman on the left?
I don't know.
She looks mildly happy all the time. She's just kind of like staring off into nothing, probably thinking about puppies or some shit. I don't know.
I don't know who she is. Like, honestly, but I think that's a daughter, and I think that's a daughter. That's for sure Agent JJ. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Like, we need Dr. Reed. Now, where's Dr. Reed and all this? I don't know, but yeah, I'm not really sure. And I don't know. Anyway, we're just gonna play it before
was
I get me.
not any evidence, even close
watching Johnny
to
Depp.
convicting him of murder of his wife. Instead, what their evidence is that she could have left and or she could have been abducted. And the evidence is way stronger for both of those possibilities than anything far from Mr. Morphew having the ability to murder his loving wife that he had for 30 years.
She can't
I am.
honestly be serious.
I believe that
because no, I don't buy that lady. I don't even know what her name is, but lady knows. I don't know what
She
she's
just say
talking about.
nose? You said nose.
I don't know. I don't.
Don't say mole. I said
don't
mole.
know what she's talking about because I think it's Barry just as much as it could have been something else because she's saying 30-year marriage, right? And I'm sorry, but he knew she was done with the relationship. I think she had that affair. Someone like Barry, he's like, I'm gonna have you or no one can. Like, I think of what Ryan is capable of, and doesn't even live to the means that Morphew has. So yeah, I'm sorry. I do not trust. I don't give a shit what evidence is there or not there. I don't buy Barry's bullshit one bit. And I don't think she does either. She's just getting a very good paycheck, and I think she's a Kathleen Zellner wannabe. In fact, she mentions making a murderer a couple times in this.
Oh, really?
And you are no Kathleen Zellner. Well, actually, you know what? I do got to give her props because Barry Morphew's free today.
Yeah.
And Stephen Avery is not. Stephen, I don't know if she travels outside of Colorado, but I'm thinking Chris Watts needs to maybe call her. Okay, I take it back. She's actually a good attorney. Barry Morphew is free. We can't... Can we be mad at her for doing her job right?
No. But we can make fun of her being up there looking like a Batman villain or some shit with that jacket.
Batman villain. Oh yeah, the blazer, so she can be taken seriously. Okay, well, you know what? Yeah, I guess we shouldn't be mad because that is her job, right? If I was an attorney, though, I feel like I'd have morals. I know everyone, I think lawyers can be like, no, I can't represent you. You can't tell me. It's much like being around Don and Candace Falls or talking to Don and Candace Falls. You cannot convince me that you spend any amount of time talking to them or hanging out with them and think that they are innocent. That they had not done something with Summer. You can't tell me you have a conversation or know Barry. Like, she wants to make a name for herself, no question, and she's done that. But you can't be around this man. I feel like I haven't been around Barry Morphew, but I've witnessed on videos and news his behavior and what he gives out on that alone. I don't trust him. I don't think there's any way you can be around that man and actually walk away thinking he didn't do something to his wife. I think if you have any reason to think that, you don't have to, right? You have a say so if you want to what's it called? What am I looking for? Represent somebody, right? So I don't buy this, and keep listening to what she says. It's very creepy to me.
That if we had had a trial,
Choose my words wisely.
the community.
Holy crap with the ads.
Yeah.
Precise depth map. I can relight my photo.
The people who have been searching for Suzanne, the critics, the suspects, would have seen the truth. They would have seen the truth in this case that was starting to eke out as we were doing and filing different kinds of motions and having hearings in this case. And now we've lost that ability to present the truth. That's what the courtroom is for, the truth. Everything outside of the courtroom is suspicion, is guessing, is conjecture.
It's all women
hunches,
standing there, and this is
that's
very
pretty much
strategic,
where this
by the
community
way.
is sitting right now.
To defend a
Now
man
the community wrongfully is going to believe
of
that Barry
murdering
got
his
away
wife.
with her.
It's
But you know what
strategic
was
to have
about
all
to
women
happen?
here.
The prosecution was manufacturing a murder case.
Who will be next to
You've
Barry?
seen shows called Making a Murderer? That's what was happening here in this courtroom. They were making a murderer. Prosecutorial abuse has never been seen this widespread in my entire career of 30 years. These prosecutors have committed so much misconduct, and they're trying to escape it by filing a motion to dismiss in order to escape from all of that, and hopefully that maybe some other judge will allow them to refile it and ignore and put all this behind the curtain. It's not going to happen. The Morphews right now are going to live their life and grieve. They're missing mother and they're missing wife. And they have to do something to try and find the means to move on, especially in the light of you hear the prosecution say the case is still under investigation. I'll tell you right now,
Yeah,
I have not
so
seen
missing.
an ounce of investigation occur in this case since Mr. Morphew was arrested. And any investigation that has come from the prosecution since he was arrested points in every direction other than to Mr. Morphew.
I disagree.
Every other direction. When
disagree.
CBI said that they called the sheriff, Sheriff Speed.
No, I think they're only dismissing this because there's no body. Like, what can they actually hold him on for a murder charge when there's not even enough, like, let's say, and sorry to say, but there's, when you don't have a body, they have to find enough, like, bodily fluids.
Some
Where
kind of evidence that she's been
She
murdered.
could not live. Yeah. And they don't have that. So there's not really, like, what would they hold him on in there? So the way she's talking is very, what do you want to, how do you want to call it? It's deceitful as shit, right? But she knows clearly what she's doing. Like I said, this is very strategic to have all females up here right now.
And said, stand down. You should not arrest. It's too early. It's premature. They knew what they were saying. They knew exactly what they were saying. It was premature because guess what? We're hearing it now 10 days before trial.
Not saying it's wrong.
No body.
She's not saying it was wrong. She's saying it's too early. it's premature to arrest Barry Morphew right now because we don't have Suzanne's body. It's premature. It's too early. Not that it's wrong or they got the wrong guy.
No evidence. And they locked Mr. Morphew up for 5 months in a jail cell. 5 months. Other people need to be locked up in a jail cell, and it's not Mr. Morphew.
What do you and Mr. Morphew think happened to Suzanne?
Good
You know
question.
what? Because the investigation only pointed to the direction of Mr. Morphew, we don't know. Because law enforcement took absolutely 0 steps to actually find out what happened to her. You know, searching Mr. Morphew's 5-mile
any
radius
problems
of
with
his
that?
residence turned out to be nothing.
Well, there is always a big problem with law enforcement. Once they think they know who did it, they don't look at anybody else. And that's not really right. They need to, if they think Barry did it, fine, look for evidence for that. But also, you got to look at other avenues just in case.
Well, I got a problem with, so if I am going to, like I said, you can't tell me this lady hasn't seen anything on Barry, right? This is his attorney now. And the reporter just asked her, well, what do you and Barry think happened to Suzanne? If I'm representing someone, so if I'm Barry's attorney, before I can even want to represent this man at this point, I'm going to have to know a valid other option than not him that happened. I'm going to want to know from Barry what he thinks happened. I'm certainly going to have my own idea what happened. And when they ask right there, yeah, I mean, that could be a good call to just say, well, we don't know. Like, we don't know. We have to still go through that. But also, don't you think you should know what your idea is that happened to Suzanne then? Because you are representing this man. And if you don't know, that still leaves the option, in my opinion, it could be the person you're representing then.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know, to me, that's a problem. If you don't know, why are you representing him when it's possible then? It's very possible. Sorry, I just don't see it. I don't understand how it's not Barry. I just don't buy it. But, I mean, again, I would have liked a different answer from her, but maybe it's smart to not answer a different way.
70,000 hours, man hours to try and find her. Can't find her. Well, maybe it would be a thought if law enforcement used all their rich resources and they actually looked elsewhere, looked for her being abandoned. Follow these leads that they had from these CODIS matches of sex offenders that were involved in crimes in other states that were linked to the car that Miss Morphew owned and that was in her garage. Follow the leads. They did it. They didn't follow the leads.
Because this case was dismissed without prejudice, like you didn't want to see happen today, how confident are you that they'll try to recharge you?
They're not going to recharge this case because they're not going to find a body that was linked to Mr. Morphew.
Okay, that right there.
The prosecution is saying
I have
right
a
now
problem
in their
with
motion,
that.
They had from these CODIS matches of sex offenders that were involved in crimes in other states that were linked to the car that Miss Morphew owned and that was in her garage.
Did you say
Follow
CODIS
the leads.
matches?
They did it. They didn't follow the leads. Other people need to be locked up in a jail cell, and it's not Mr. Morphew.
What do you and Mr. Morphew think happened to Suzanne?
You know what? Because the investigation only pointed to the direction of Mr. Morphew, we don't know. Because law enforcement took absolutely 0 steps to actually find out what happened to her. You know, searching Mr. Morphew's 5-mile radius of his residence turned out to be nothing. 70,000 hours, man hours to try and find her. Can't find her. Well, maybe it would be a thought if law enforcement used all their rich resources and they actually looked elsewhere, looked for her being abandoned. Follow these leads that they had from these CODIS matches of sex offenders that were involved in crimes in other states that were linked to the car that Miss Morphew owned and that was in her garage. Follow the leads. They did it. They didn't follow the leads.
Because this case was dismissed without prejudice, like you didn't want to see happen today, how confident are you that they'll try to recharge you?
They're not going to recharge this case because they're not going to find a body that was linked to Mr. Morphew. And the prosecution is saying right now in their motion.
Okay, so what jumped out to me at that is they've got all these other things that much reminds me of Dawn, like all of these druggies around the area, but then she doesn't, the way she words it to me again is wrong. And it reminds me when Dawn says they aren't going to find the evidence because there isn't any.
Mm-hmm.
She says they're not going to find the body linked to Barry Morphew. And to me, that was a quick, like, fix. And, like, I just don't like that she said that or how she said that. It really does remind me of Dawn saying they're not going to find the evidence because there isn't any.
Want to see happen today? How confident are you that they'll try to reach out?
They're not going to recharge this case because they're not going to find a body that was linked to Mr. Morphew. And the process.
I don't like it seems like she is sure of that. But how? I don't know. Just it doesn't it sound like when Dawn talks like that?
Kind of.
The car was purchased from the previous owner less than a year before Suzanne went missing. Purchased in Arizona. Huh. She's too nosy. Oh, you guys are bad. She knows, right? All that glitters. Because when I go and talk to somebody, now, I can't make somebody tell me the truth. And I've always said that it's not up to me to make people tell me the truth. I can just report to you and I can give people the platform. What comes out of their mouth is on them, not on me, right? I'm just here to let you guys hear, but I can't control what comes out of their mouth. But one thing that I always tell everybody if I'm going to help them, you have to tell me everything, even if it makes you look bad. Because I'm spending my time and my effort on trying to help you. Like, don't you dare let me look stupid. Like, I want to be able to be prepared. So even if there's something that I could hear and it's going to make you look bad, I need to know about it. Tell me about it. I don't give a shit if it makes you look bad or not, because if this comes up, I'd rather be 20 steps ahead than be shocked and like all of that, right? You can't tell me that someone dealing with like Barry Morphew or Chris Watts isn't saying the exact same thing to their clients. There's no way, because I'm no attorney and I know what I expect and what I tell people and what my standards are. So I don't understand her.
Well, the one thing about defense attorneys is they are very careful to not find out if their client is guilty. They can't actually, if they know he's guilty, then they have an ethical problem. So they never ask that question.
Yeah, because when she's like, oh, we don't know. I don't buy it. I think she knows exactly. I think she feels certain that Suzanne won't be found for whatever reason. That's the vibe I get.
The prosecution is saying right now in their motion, and I don't take much of their word to be true, actually, but if you take their word to be true, they're saying that they will not refile the case unless they find a body.
I think they dismissed charges because they thought they were going to lose the trial.
Yes, they absolutely dismissed this case at this point because they knew they were going to lose this trial and Mr. Morphew was going to be acquitted and exonerated.
Now that this is... You don't think that
Okay.
they would try to get those
That's why I
expert
dismissed it now, so that he wouldn't be
qualified
acquitted.
back as far
Right.
If they followed discovery rules and try to refile without a body.
The
The
way she's
expert
acting like this is a
witnesses-
win, it's not necessarily a win.
Would not make a difference in whether or not they were able to convict Mr. Morphew, because our expert witnesses were not going to give them the evidence that Mr. Morphew was guilty. In fact, the opposite. Their expert witnesses were saying that this thing called the chipmunk map of him running around the house, not true. They were saying that the airplane mode, not true. Every single theory that the prosecution put forward in their affidavit in order to try and get the judge, and did get a judge, to put him behind bars for 5 months, not true. Their experts were not going to further any type of conviction, and in fact, their experts probably were going to help us get the acquittal fast and quick that we know that Mr. Morphew was going to get if we'd gotten to go to trial.
Now that this has all been settled and the judge made his decision, where do you and the Morphews go from here?
Can skip this one.
You want customers from ads much cheaper and the scale much further?
Shut up.
Our software
I hate
Hyros will do
this
that
guy.
for you, or you don't pay for it.
Bye.
No, seriously.
You know, I know that the Morphews have been under so much...
Right, Julia.
The Morphews have been under so much stress and pain and agony over the last 2 years with the spotlight on them.
Okay, I feel bad for the daughters,
and
but I don't feel bad for
I don't
Barry.
have an answer to where we all go from here. I will tell you where I'm going to go from here. I'm going to do something about prosecutorial abuse in this state and in this country. They get away with doing what they did in this case over and over again, which is why they continue to do it. And you know, in this case, they did it on such a high-profile case with this team that had to catch every single time that they lied and made misstatements. People who are represented by the public defender's office don't have the luxury of the resources that Mr. Morphew was able to put forward. And so we wonder how many innocent people, how many wrongfully convicted people has the 11th Judicial District put behind bars based on the conduct that we're seeing in this case with this spotlight that it was. So my intent is to change the way that people perceive prosecutors who are peace officers. They're law enforcement officers, and they're held to a higher standard. And they certainly didn't show it here.
District Attorney Linda Stanley hasn't been in court in months. She was the one who was speaking in front of the microphones about a year ago when Barry was first arrested. Did it surprise you that this was the first time that she was in court in months when she was dismissing charges?
Yeah, frankly, it did surprise me that this was the first time I've seen Ms. Stanley in court, other than the 2 other times. So Ms. Stanley was in front of cameras just like this at the press conference, making unethical and unethical statements that she should not have been making, that the court issued a gag order on her in October of 2021 as a result of. Then we see Ms. Stanley for a second time in the preliminary hearing asking some questions of Alex Walker in the preliminary hearing. And then the third time that we see Linda Stanley, the only other time, was when we subpoenaed the elected district attorney to a hearing questioning whether or not she knew that the arrest was premature. And Ms. Stanley did not quash the subpoena. Any other district attorney in the entire country is not going to just get a subpoena from a defense lawyer and stroll up to the witness stand and testify under oath. But Ms. Stanley did because she's brazen about this case and about her wrong beliefs about it, and seems to be so doggedly, honestly, ignorant about the case that she had. And when she testified, Ms. Stanley said under oath, the reason I fired Joe Cahill, who they've thrown under the bus and ruined his life, this individual who was the lead investigator in the Morphew case from day one, she said, the reason I fired Mr. She didn't use the word fired, but she said the reason why I wanted him let go and off this case was because he didn't follow the script that Mark Hurlburt gave him regarding the CODIS match, regarding this unknown male sex offender that was the DNA that was found on Suzanne Morphew's car. That's the only time, 3 times that we've seen Miss Stanley, and then today, yes, I was extremely surprised that she came in, and she came in, and this actually follows a communication I was having with Mr. Hurlburt about the missing discovery in this case, where I emailed both him and Miss Stanley. And this is in the pleadings. It's an exhibit in the pleadings. It's actually attached to D73 Exhibit 1.
Like, I know we're all upset about
data.
this, but this is actually how the justice system is supposed to be. But I've always said, you're only innocent if you can pay for it. And she just said, he's paying for it. So he's got the money. And Michael Peterson paid millions. He paid his defense attorneys over $3 million. You have to be able to pay. You're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law if you have the money to do it. And it's going to cost millions to be innocent. Doesn't mean he's innocent, because Michael Peterson is not innocent. And now, after all of these years, Michael Peterson's kids are now speaking, and they are not on Daddy's side. So that will always make me wonder. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But there could be a day where we see the daughters not so supportive of Barry. Because Michael did 8 years, and he killed 2 or 3 people in total.
Yeah, 2.
And he did about 8 years total altogether. And he spent millions of dollars on his defense. He had the coaching person to tell him how to act. Like, it's crazy.
From the cell phone towers.
Donnie
And the
Hannis
response
don't
that
have
Mark
that.
Hurlbert gave me was, why are you including Linda Stanley in these emails? She has nothing to do with this. Why are you including her? I actually said, well, I'm surprised you're asking me, because she was doing a press conference. She's at the preliminary hearing. Her name is on the affidavit to arrest. She's the one that wanted this arrest of this man. She came to the preliminary hearing. She's the one that's in charge of the entire case, and yet now you don't want me to email her and involve her in the discovery issues that she's responsible for? That was shocking.
Upset about bots and competitors clicking on your ad.
The ad.
Why
yeah.
me? Why me?
God, it's like every 2
So those
minutes.
are 4 times that I've actually had any kind of interaction with Ms. Stanley.
Did you know this was coming today?
You know, I didn't know a dismissal was coming today, although the writing was on the wall as a result of the judge's absolutely very conservative findings. Honestly, the judge should have dismissed this case. I don't fault the judge. The judge didn't find there to be willful pattern. He found there to be a pattern of neglect and reckless conduct. But we believe today we had more information, more discovery violations that we believe the judge would have been able to find willful misconduct and dismiss the case. So I'm not surprised in that the way that the case had landed, that they had to dismiss the case they believed that evidence was so critical to them, and they stated that it was critical to them. I'm just surprised it happened today.
You say that there's no evidence in the case that points to
That's great. I'm going to talk about the needle sheath. So the needle sheath,
the script, right?
We don't know where that needle sheath came from. We don't know what it was used for. We don't know if it was used for Suzanne Morphew's port that she had, because she had a port as a result of her chemo. We don't know if that needle sheath was used because Mr. Morphew is diabetic.
Yeah.
We don't know what that needle sheath came from.
That's what came from. That's exactly what came from.
DNA on it.
In my opinion, allegedly, Morphew pricked her, went up behind her, pricked. I always thought, I remember that now. Yeah, come on, you guys. Weird.
That's what it didn't have on it. It had other people's.
Was that found in the car? Wasn't that actually found like out on the ground? Somebody remind me. Where was that doppelganger for principal in the movie Kindergarten Cop? I was just talking about that movie today. I love that movie.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah, doppelgangers where JJ must have had another problem. They
needed her on set.
Yeah. Morgan called. She needed to be on set stat.
DNA on it, including law enforcement officers.
That's right.
But so we know it wasn't cleansed in some way. So it had, and it was just lying
In
at the
the
bottom
dryer?
of the dryer drum with a bunch
right.
of other clothes and sheets. It wasn't, in a pair of shorts that were Mr. Morphew's as he's walking around and had his DNA all over it. And or Miss Morphew's DNA for the matter. Didn't have her DNA on it either. So that's how I explain this red herring.
Because it clearly went through the
prosecution
wash.
tried to use as a method to get everyone excited about how he could have murdered her, because there's no blood anywhere. So how could he have done it without any blood? So they allegedly found this needle that was conveniently there 10 days after they had searched the entire dryer. The whole dryer was searched, photographed, swabbed, everything. And 10 days later, it was an aha moment. We played in the preliminary hearing where the police officer finds the needle sheath and you hear it drop, clink, 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 clink. And he calls back to his fellow officer and he says, hey, do you see this? I have something that's going to make you very happy. Quote, that's the needle sheath. And the texts that are found in Miss Morphew's phone, you know, it's funny that they produce one text message in her phone of messages that we know are pinging all over the place, and something that we know, they keep saying there's proof of life. What the prosecution knows and the public doesn't know is that her phone was making phone calls when she was supposedly dead on March 9th in the evening. Her computer was working on May 9th when she was supposedly dead. So the evidence that has been revealed through the affidavit is incorrect and false. So that's what I think of those two evidentiary items.
How many people are on your team, do you say?
You know, it takes really a lot of people to fight the government. So right here, there's 7 of us.
She doesn't know what's going on. She's just happy to be there.
And and it's been, and there's more that just aren't standing here, but there's more people that have been involved in, you know, cataloging the discovery and indexing what we have, knowing what we don't have, and including, you know, the experts we've had to consult with to figure out really what the truth is. So, you know, it's been a massive effort, and, you know, if Mr. Morphew didn't have the resources, he could be wrongfully convicted. And that's a statement about our justice system, is that prosecutors are so powerful. They wield such threat to our safety and peace and justice, and they abused it in this case. And who knows how many other people that don't have these resources they abuse.
Well, yeah.
Thank
So
you.
just have you say and spell your name really quick.
Yes, my name is Iris Eaton. It's spelled IRISEYTAN.
What do you think, baby?
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, on one hand, like, I understand, like, innocent till proven guilty, and you don't jump to conclusions, and, you know, you need to be able to prove it. So I see both sides. Because when I'm listening to this person, I keep thinking about Stephen Avery and Brendan Dassey, and if they had had someone like that, or someone like Kathleen Zellner at the start, there's a very good chance that they wouldn't even be in prison. So there definitely are too many people being wrongfully convicted.
Dalen, I mean, she did her job. That's what a defense attorney is supposed to do.
Yep.
There's no evidence to prove he done anything. It's just like Summer. We have no evidence to prove who done what even happened this summer. And this makes me more discouraged.
Yeah.
What do I suspect? I definitely suspect that, allegedly, in my opinion, and from what I've seen on TV, because this man is free today, I definitely feel that Mr. Morphew knows more. I'll just leave it at that. Because with statistics, it's someone that she knows, but she was having the affair. But I think that was just a perfect cover. People talk all the time because there'd be perfect crime. Barry's not dumb, right? So did he have her phone? Was he making the calls? I think of like Whitley and them had his phone and was using his phone for a little while. Or like, I don't know all of that. Did he take the what you call it, card SIM card, put it in a different phone, and was using it so it looked like Suzanne was alive still. There's all different ways that this could happen. So if it was planned to take her out so that she wouldn't divorce him and take the money, see, then yeah, because I know what I escaped from and what I still deal with, and this man is not a millionaire, and I know what he gets away with and has gotten away with. So that's and people like Barry Morphew and people who have the money can 100% get away with murder. You are innocent if you can prove and pay, not prove. You're innocent if you can pay to be innocent. I believe that. Michael freaking Peterson even said that in his own trial. He said, you know, you have to pay for your innocence. He said that.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but you know, I don't like people that defend that, but again, there is nothing. So the dismissal now could be good, like Mama Linda said, could make for bigger charges in the future. Maybe that's why they're holding off with summer, because it would end up just like Barry. They could fight back. They could be like, oh, YouTube did this, blah, 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 and then get things dismissed, and then they're free again anyway.
Yeah.
And if he gets acquitted before Suzanne's found, that's a wrap. Actually, I want to Google that quick.
Well, if it goes to trial and he's found not guilty, I don't think they can try him again.
She said they can try him again right now. But
Well,
they said
it didn't go to trial. That's why.
If they don't have the body, they're not going to. And that's because it does. All of the money that goes into this, especially with one like Barry Morphew, where it's going to take time and the jury and deliberating and all of that, all of this money going into that, it's dismissing it could be so much more than just, oh, Barry's innocent. It could be, okay, let's try and save all of the, I'm going to guess, millions of dollars that they would pay to this, and he will probably walk free because he did today, right? So let's save that for when we can really nail him.
Yep. That's why they dropped it. Because they didn't think they were going to win. They don't take court cases to trial unless they think they can win them.
If he's acquitted, he cannot be retried in the case.
Yep, that's why they didn't go to trial. I think they locked him up in the hopes they'd get more information in the meantime. I think that was their hope, and then it just didn't work. So
let's just pull this up.
Hey, Connie, Pauline, new here. Welcome.
Hello. We don't usually cover this case, but it definitely spoke to me today and made me think of exactly why we're not seeing anything happen with Summer. Baby, can you go through this one?
Are you sharing?
Yeah, I'm sharing, I think. I think I am.
Yeah, looks like it. So the double jeopardy basics. Jeopardy in law means a risk of being charged with or convicted of a particular crime. Hence, the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution guarantees that no one can be put on trial twice in the same jeopardy for the same offense. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Double jeopardy is complicated, just like in any criminal law concept. Each state has different approaches and principles with their double jeopardy law. Consult a lawyer or 24/7 bail bond agent near you to ensure that the case you are facing is aligned to the criminal laws in your state. So where was this in Colorado? There's specifically one for Colorado here. As years went by, the double jeopardy was absorbed and revised in the United States. Although every state has its double jeopardy application, the basic concept is the same: to protect the same person from re-prosecution. There are 3 situations where the principle of double jeopardy can protect an accused person: if the person is prosecuted for the same offense after an acquittal, if the person is charged for the same offense after a conviction, if the person faces more than one punishment for the same offense. So yeah, the big takeaway is after an acquittal. So yeah, all in all, that's why they dropped the case, because I'm assuming that they arrested him and were hoping to get more information and build their case. And they just didn't get enough, so they had to drop it. Yeah, honey. Like different states have like different specifics, but every state has that. Hey, Mama Chicken, thank you. See, I don't know what that means as far as Barry's future, but for now, he's a free man. But yeah, once they get some more evidence, they will definitely refile. Betting money that he disappears. Yeah, he might. Only problem is if he runs, he looks guilty. Yeah, Robin's egg. I think that was probably one of the thoughts. I don't know what Barry did for a living. Can you look up what he was arrested for then with no body? I'm assuming he was arrested for suspicion of murder, but prosecutors had previously accused Barry Morphew of shooting his wife with a tranquilizer dart before killing her. He was arrested May 5th, 2021, and charged with murder after deliberation, tampering with physical evidence, and attempting to influence a public servant. May 5th. That was almost a year ago. Has he been in jail this whole time? The defense attorney said like 5 months. Well, May 5th was almost 12 months ago. Hey, Annie. Oh, Bear and the landscaping company. Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, yeah, he was out on bail. All right. Yeah, I was wondering what... That didn't make sense. Yanni Parker coming in with a super sticker. Thank you very much, Yanni. Landscaping. So yeah, he would have access to digging equipment. I would hope that they checked all of his equipment out. Anyone know what the supposed perjury was all about? No, I don't. I didn't hear Donna's reading on Barry Morphew. Wood chipper, eesh. Fargo style. Thank you very much, Connie Pauline.
Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Yanni.
Kind of rhymed.
Yeah, I'm going to dig a little more into that because I never got into the Morphew. I knew a little bit, but I am shocked. This makes me think that Scott Peterson? Drew Peterson. Do not marry a Peterson. Oh, thank you, all that glitter. It's very sweet of you guys. Okay. Drew Peterson, Scott Peterson. Wasn't there another Peterson too? The creepy stepdad, the father-in-law, and the son. Wasn't that a Peterson too? Whatever, I don't know. Be wary of the last name Peterson ladies, okay? Just saying. Our armchair detective said something once that had me dying. He was like, do not get married and move to Colorado. Mike Peterson. Yeah, that's what it is. I got something in my eye, guys. Mike Peterson. Yeah, okay, so Peterson. Yeah, that's right. But that makes me think that the Powell, that's what it is. Powell. Scott Peterson, the Amber Frey guy, Drew Peterson, that guy could potentially go free. No? Yeah, still? Or no, he actually got recharged again, didn't he? So I think he's where he should be. The guy that killed his wife on the stairs from Network. Yes, that's Michael Peterson. I'm friends with him on Facebook. And actually, let me see if I can find that now and show you, because his family, his kids all had his back until recently. One of his sons started speaking out. Let me find the one I'm talking about. He probably freaking deleted it by now, though. Oh, that's because I'm not on. Actually, gotta go on YouTube. So I'll find it. Here we go. You guys remember that case? The staircase murders, I think is what it's called. Remember, his kids had his back all the way through. Did you hear Donna's reading on the Morphew case? I haven't. No. No, I haven't. Let's watch this. If you guys remember the owl theory, yeah. And I mean, that is crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but let's hear his son 3 months ago. December, Todd Peterson, December 19th, 2021. Okay?
I'm literally about to have the worst experience of my entire life. I'm about to call the cops on my father for the murder of my mother, Patricia Peterson. I now today realize that the motivation was money, just like I now believe Kathleen. I didn't really realize it all until I tried to break my sobriety a couple of weeks ago. My own father tried to break my own sobriety. That's actually how I figured out he was a serial killer. Until then, I was blind and stupid and thought he wouldn't hurt a family member, and well, if you're willing to break your own son's sobriety, do anything. I was a fall-down drunk. I'm not a good guy. I'm not a good guy. I am now, but if you judge me against my whole lifetime, I've done some fucking horrible shit. Former alcoholic, drug addict. 3 years ago, I was the top-earning American in the 6th most dangerous city in the world. Selling real estate. I think. Not sure what I was doing. I was the sales director of a private island, essentially called Magote. It's an amazing project. Anyways, I was a fall-down drunk, man. I was losing my car once a week. I'm sorry, once a month.
Huh?
It wasn't this one.
No, Michael Peterson.
Such a drunk man. I was losing my car once a month. I was passing out on the street, literally waking up at like 6 in the morning in the 6th most dangerous city in the world. You know, I was an alcoholic for a lot of reasons.
Hey, Pink Dahlia. Why aren't you pink? I thought you were pink.
Funny enough.
Or blue. Pink.
I was so shy.
Blue.
Just started drinking a lot when I was young, man, to overcome. And then, you know, just...
Yes, his biological son,
abusing
yep.
alcohol and horrible fucking decisions. And anyways, that's another story, but...
Mind you, he says he thinks his father is a serial killer, right? And he says, but I never thought he'd hurt someone that's his own family. So was he hurting people that you are aware of that wasn't family as well? Just saying.
You don't do it, man. I got fucked over wrongly by a woman locally.
I did reach out to him.
She knows she did wrong now. She had a jealous boyfriend is what it was. And basically, I got thrown out of fucking gym. It wasn't my fault. But I let that one go because she's a former alcoholic. You don't fuck with former alcoholics, man. Because when you start drinking again, it's the same thing as a death sentence. And so, anyways, everyone knows that. My brother's been an alcoholic for 20 years. No support on that end either. This is fishy and strange regarding Kathleen, I might add. Anyways, I'm gonna head over to the house now. I just discovered today the final pieces that made it all sense, okay? I didn't go to my mom's funeral about 4 months ago. She was my best friend. I was with her when the day she died, I was with her when she died. My father waited 3 hours while my mom was having a heart attack, didn't call the cops. When I came over within 7 minutes, I called the cops, or the 911. My mom would be alive today if it weren't for my father. Anyways, it's all about this, man. About the insurance. When they got divorced, my mom ended up with all the stuff my dad wanted. It's unbelievable. So petty. You know, my dad wanted like this, like George V teapot. Sterling silver teapot. You know, it's not a lot. I mean, you know, my mom probably has a couple 100,000, maybe $500,000 of artwork. Maybe not $1 million, but more importantly, the easy to see stuff is just called silverware. It's easy because it's silver and it should be there. All gone. All gone. Obviously, down the street. Another conversation I'll talk about the bizarre behavior of my father immediately after my mother's death and him taking all their stuff. My mom died in front of me twice, actually. I saved her the first time. Her body failed her, so we had to pull the plug on her, which is the most inhumane thing in the world.
He said he got there.
I brought my mom back.
His dad was there for 3 hours, but when he got there, he called 911 right within 7 minutes.
Did CPR for, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. But we both agree, my dad and I mean, she died while I was on the phone with 911. Anyways, I couldn't go back in the house for a while. So finally I asked my dad to help me get things moving because I couldn't set foot in the house. Well, by the second or third day, it was pretty awful. By the fourth day, I think that's when he tried to break my sobriety. I have it all on notes, but it's a fucking monster. Anyways, he's a sociopath. He goes hot, he goes cold.
Hey, little
This is
I haven't been watching chat tonight.
My health card. My mom had an account for us, and she wanted to pay for insurance for me.
I'm pretty sure that's Pedialyte on his number.
I don't believe that. But we have a joint shared account. Somewhere around here. Ah, there it is, yeah. On this, okay? Me, my mom, and my dad, okay? Money comes out of here for the insurance that she makes me get. Well, last night, payment failure.
This
okay?
is Michael Peterson's son from the staircase murders.
I'm going to go pull out the money for the year. We're actually going to pull it all out. It's like 500.
So, Pink Dahlia, this is Michael Peterson from the staircase murders trial from years ago. One of his sons, his oldest son. And I actually think there's 3 women total dead now tied to him.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 dead. Yeah. Like I was saying, with Barry Morphews' daughters are still supporting him, behind him, right? Well, so was Michael Peterson's kids. I don't know what kids are still behind him and supporting him, but he released this video calling his father a serial killer all these years later. I don't know what's going on. It appears he's possibly hungover or something. I think there's Pedialyte. It doesn't mean what he's saying is not true. I find it very interesting. And it's a lot going on. It's confusing. So I did message him on Facebook. I'm sure he won't get back to me. Probably gets blown the fuck up. But I'm like, what the heck is going on? Very interesting. Yeah, from going to backing your father all these years to now coming out and calling him a serial killer.
Bucks or so for the insurance for the year. But more importantly, I'm doing that to show that my father is erratic. Because this is what I believe he'll do. I believe he's going to text me messages now calling me irresponsible and horrible and, whatever, He's going to blame it on me, even though he has literally stolen all of this stuff. It is my belief that he's going to go hot and cold because he doesn't know I'm going to call the cops on him. And all of his emails after he does evil stuff, oh, I love you so much. I'm here if you ever need me, right? Like a fucking sociopath.
Like a sociopath, he says.
My belief is that when I pull out this money within the hour, he's going to send some awful messages to me about being irresponsible and you're a loser or what have you. But I want to have it recorded now in advance, but also have the text messages to show a pattern of sociopathic behavior and also show that I can also predict his behavior now. And if I can predict this, then it's probably fair to say other things. See, I never thought my dad would kill Kathleen or my mom because I didn't think he would hurt his own family member. I literally needed my own personal experience where he tried to hurt me and ruin my life and my alcoholism. I needed that personal experience to see nothing would prevent him from doing anything. I mean, if he'd ruined his own child's alcohol sobriety, or been clean for 3 years, if Kathleen was going to leave him, which was a very strange final conversation that she had with me. The last conversation that she had with me, it's not a smoking gun at all. But it's very strange because it was basically her talking about how she believed that in life you have 3 relationships, one in your 20s, 25 to 35, one 45 to 55, and then the other one from 60 to the rest of your life. Well, my dad was the second relationship there. He wasn't the third one. Kathleen was in her 40s, late 40s, I think, or early 50s. It was the weirdest damn conversation I have ever seen. And I didn't ever say anything, because obviously I didn't think my dad did it. And would have been a very harmful conversation to
So she was getting ready to leave
because she left him.
It sounds like.
He would have had to move out of the house of 1810 Cedar Street because he didn't have the cash flow. Because his books were getting rejected left and right.
Hey, Lori.
And while he did have good news about a movie, that stuff is pie in the sky and is statistically unlikely. Whereas the fact that his financial stress was very real. If she had left him, he would have been devastated. It is true they had the world's greatest relationship. They never fought. They literally had the world's greatest relationship. You can talk to any girl I've ever dated. A bad boyfriend. I blame my father for that one, called bad parenting, and made me a bad person. But I'm a good person now, but I was a very bad boyfriend for many years. And admittedly, I haven't been in a relationship since I got sober. And I think it's best just to be very devout and not burden other women with me, frankly speaking. So I'm assuming I'm a good person now, but I can't say it for fact. But unbelievably, my dad and Kathleen actually had the world's greatest relationship. I do not know how this is possible. I think he's gay, for the record. I know he's bisexual, but I've never seen that man have a heterosexual experience that was authentic in my life. Other than they did have a great relationship with Kathleen, but that dude, he goes off when he sees men. I've never seen him go off when he sees a woman. Anyways, I think I'm just now procrastinating on an important fucking phone call. I gotta call the cops and somebody get my father arrested tonight because, you know, he's taking out hits on people in prison. I know this because I helped him, unfortunately.
What?
After the fact, where I helped send him money when I
Went
go
left
visit
there.
him. Like I said, I'm
Thing
not
is
innocent on a lot of
people will
things,
be
but
able
I
to
do have
back this
firsthand
up.
experience
Calls are
with my father
recorded.
taking out
Yeah.
people. He left a very clear message to me that a hit would come my way. I hate to use the word white supremacist, but these dudes look pretty fucking hardcore, biker dudes. I wouldn't want to fuck with them.
Don talks about that a lot
Anyways,
too.
I've made a lot of emails lately to my brother saying that my dad's a serial killer. I've emailed family over the last couple of years telling my father's a serial killer. My mom really worked on me, so I changed my mind when I came back here a couple of years ago. But I'm back thinking he's a fucking serial killer. This man should spend the rest of his life in jail.
It's not funny. This is
We
you
can't
can actually
convict
see
him
where
in
he's
court.
he
That's why-
goes back and forth in his own mind. I know I laugh, but I laugh because like I actually do feel for him. Where it's actually back and forth in his mind. He's like, I'm back to thinking about it. Could you imagine those feelings, like to actually waver yourself back and forth? What do I believe? Is my dad a serial killer? Is he not a serial killer? Like he really legit doesn't know. And he's right. For his dad, he even says his dad doesn't get his little brother help with sobriety. Why not? Why has it been allowed to go? We know, I don't remember which wife it was of his. There's definitely wine in the police reports. So alcohol again. And again, going against his sobriety, you shouldn't be offering him alcohol if he's been sober for 3 years. He even admits he had problems in the past. So why would your dad feed into that? That's wrong. And why? And it sounds like when he started telling the family and sending out information like, I think dad's a serial killer, I'm getting the picture he's been pushed out by the rest of the family who's standing by dad, who's paying their bills.
Where I help send him money when I go visit him. Like I said, I'm not innocent on a lot of things, but I do have firsthand experience with my father taking out people. He left a very clear message to me that a hit would come my way. I hate to use the word white supremacist, but these dudes look pretty fucking hardcore, biker dudes. I wouldn't want to fuck with them. Anyways, I've made a lot of emails lately to my brother saying that my dad's a serial killer. I've emailed family over the last couple of years telling my father's a serial killer. My mom really worked on me, so I changed my mind when I came back here a couple of years ago. But I'm back thinking he's a fucking serial killer.
Ugh.
This man should spend the rest of his life in jail. And if we can't convict him in court, that's why I have this video, so I can convict him in the court of public opinion, whether it's TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. But this guy's a monster.
Yeesh.
I can't believe I'm gonna call the cops on my own fucking father, man. I was widely regarded as the toughest white guy in the most dangerous city in the world. This is cartel land about 3 years ago. I want to just say to the people down there and that would maybe frown upon this. I'm not ratting my dad out. This guy's a fucking serial killer, man.
He says it
He's a
over and
monster.
over.
I told my mom that he was going to kill her. I actually told her that. And I made my peace with that because she didn't want to hear it. But this has got it. He's a fucking monster.
Okay, wow. What do you think of that, baby?
It's interesting. Obviously nothing happened though.
I don't know. That was just in December. I don't really know. That's what I'm looking at. 3 hours ago. Staircase trailer released by HBO Max is first. Okay, so we got a movie that's coming out, or a series on HBO about this. Huh. Kathleen Peterson. Oh, I like her. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take a probably. Would I get a claim or a strike to show the?
Most likely just a claim. Hey, Pink Dahlia.
I think there are not many families like us.
To the Petersons.
I'd like to make a toast to so many better days ahead. Every day is going to be an adventure. So always stop and think, this is one of the happiest days of my life.
To the Petersons.
To us.
911, where's your emergency? My wife, she had an accident. What kind of accident? She fell down the stairs. No, she's not breathing.
There were 35 cuts and bruises and 7 deep lacerations to the scalp.
Someone holding something caused the impact to make these wounds. Make any adjustments you see fit.
It's a witch hunt.
You need to get you a lawyer.
A case like this, keep your family close. You'll need them on your side.
We have no murder weapon, but we've found countless images on his computer.
Dad tells stories. He kept that from all of us, not from Mom. She would have told me. You're beautiful, and you're my daughter.
I got a call from a couple documentarians. They want to make a movie about our case. The French do have good taste.
The fact of the matter is, she had some wine and fell.
You just wander through life, going to the gym and yelling at the dogs and spending my money. You took the life of the best thing you ever had.
I haven't even told you half of what we know about Germany.
It was 25 years ago and nothing happened. You know, there wasn't even any blood.
Well, there was some blood, Michael.
My ex-wife, everyone. She'll be around all week.
Dad has been there for us always. Stop questioning everything. Just stop.
I can't. Do you really think that Kathleen Peterson really knew who her husband was?
I think there are not many families like us.
I'm tired all the time. I need help.
We're not perfect, but we stick together.
They called me a liar.
Maybe we both are.
And we love each other.
The Petersons are crazy.
Okay, that's a must watch.
Pretty dope trailer. That's who we were talking about, Dalen. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that. We need HBO, baby. Well, that'll about do it for tonight, y'all. We should go over. I know I really want to do. I didn't realize today's like day 9. So it would take some time and doing to get through all of the hours of the Johnny Depp trial. But Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that's something you'd want me to start covering, is the Johnny Depp trial. I heard there's 11 weeks of this going on, and we're on day 9. If there's really 11 weeks, you guys, I'm already drained from it. Like, for real. But, I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to start going over the Michael Peterson trial in case again, too. Did you know that the question discovering the truth... Wait, Cher, did you know that the question discovering the truth is telling you? No. No! Is that someone in the chat? Sorry, I wasn't watching. Let me go back. Discover the truth.
Yeah, very long answers, Connie.
Heard of Kathleen? Anybody heard of her? I have. And there's something about that's... There's a picture of Summer with one of Candace's other sisters. I don't remember which picture that could be or what. I have heard those rumors. I don't know, but everything in this case, did I thank this person? Yes, I did. Everything in this case, other than Summer is missing, is speculation.
Yeah.
Right now? Everything. But yes, I have heard the rumors about an additional sister. Kathleen sounds familiar. He drags on and on about he's innocent. Hello, Mississippi Mysteries. A lot of channels are covering it too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got some thumbs up. Thumbs down. Mama Linda. Frankie. Well, we could go through the staircase trial again. And then everyone can watch the series together and we can have live streams to discuss it. Like a book club, HBO club. We have to get that channel. We should start that. When is that even out? Okay, we'll find that, and then, I don't know, we can't watch it online together, though. That's definitely going to get my channel a strike.
Yeah.
We would have to, we could watch it together, but I can't play it on the screen, and I probably can't have the sound. You could watch us watching it, and you could watch it, too. No, because then how would we mute it and then not be heard? We'd have to mute ourselves and then just unmute to be able to talk to you guys. I don't know. Let's figure out some kind of watching this together and watch party, because I'm guessing it's going to be a weekly show or something. We'll figure that out.
It's the first episode airs May 5th.
May 5th? Okay, so everyone make sure you got on what? It's HBO, right?
Yeah.
Everyone get HBO before May 5th. Because I'm going to be playing, we are going to be talking, this is going to be covered on this platform for sure. I'm definitely into that case. And knowing that Don Wells studied this man in the trial by media coverage that was already been done on this case. Share, Mark, best time and way to speak to you both privately. Really need to thanks.
Probably email.
Yeah, email. Oh gosh. So many. I've been kind of digging into something, you guys. And I don't even know how I'm going to go about it. Let's just be real, but I'm just going to leave it at that. But yeah, HBO before May 5th. May 5th is what day?
It's the day right after the 4th.
That's a Thursday. So I'm going to guess it's on every Thursday. So every Thursday night we got to go live after the episode and we got to chat. This is our new thing. May 5th, first episode. We're doing a watch party thing after every episode. So if you guys can't get it, I'm sorry. But also, if you guys can watch it and you don't want any, whatchamacallit, when you ruin it?
Spoilers.
if you don't want spoil alerts, don't come to this channel because there's going to be spoil alerts every week because we're talking about this shit. I'm curious, does the son come out and say anything? Now the timing, because he made that video 3 months ago, he wanted that to come out before the first airing. He was maybe trying to hope and mess with the air date of it as well. We are protected. HBO Max. Oh, what does that mean?
It's not just HBO, it's a different channel, I think.
You need HBO Max. Trulia. We'll figure it out. I gotta know how people do reactions on shows and get away with it. We'll figure it out. We got till May 5th, but we'll figure it out. Love y'all. Thank you so much for the super chats. You have any final words?
No, I think we're good.
Tomorrow we'll talk about, I don't even know if Ernie's searching Candace's house. I don't even know. I don't even know where to go with that.
That's just a dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
He'll find something, but it won't make any sense.
I want to ask Benny. I asked Benny a question the other day. I was like, so with how close you've gotten to everybody, you saw the question. Like, what can the community be doing? Like, from your perspective, what can we be doing to help Summer at this point? Because I don't even know. When the news people don't even report things and the latest thing that they do put out is old clips, I'm lost. What are they doing?
Oh. St. Mo, I have the HBO Max app. I can give you my password.
Oh, that's sweet. I don't think it works here. So with the Canadian American thing, because I've tried that. Other people give me their password for things in the States. It doesn't work. Canada makes you get it.
Cena. We nap.
Yeah. I'm going to go smoke one right now and get ready for bed. Mr. Sure has a doctor appointment tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I know everyone's wondering what's going on with Candace. I don't know. I don't like the sounds of it. I don't like the sounds of it. People, like, forcing her to say you're not being held hostage. The way she looked in the last video being around Ernie made me scared for her, which is saying a lot. And the recording, she's puking now. She's approving searches. They're demanding her to say she's not being held. Like, I don't freaking know anymore what is going on. But do you remember like 7 months ago, and I said it over and over and over again, I think there's some people involved in the picture who, because I'm like, why are they not helping this woman? She needs help. She's going to kill herself. And honest to God, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. And nobody around her has stopped her. There's been times and conversations where I've had people tell me, like, I watched her and Don drinking, and he was pushing the bottle up to her mouth to drink more, drink more. Nobody's stopping her. She's got church folk behind her. Somebody that is a paid church member that's not even helping her and driving her ass and bringing her to rehab. Why, Robin? I'm sorry, I've got so many problems with this so-called people who are good people behind them who are not helping. And I honestly think that because loose lips sink ships, they just don't care about Candace, and they will allow, I am witnessing people allow her to drink and do drugs and harm herself. This is what I'm witnessing. You can't tell me we aren't witnessing that. Because nobody's stopping it. Why? I can't help but feel like people want her to do something terrible. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want it to happen. If her way of getting help is to set her in a prison cell somewhere, do that. I don't think it's okay what's happening. I literally don't even know what to say anymore. I don't know what to do or say anymore about it. It's disturbing.
Very.
Yeah, Xena clicks, clout coins, yep. She needs to see a doctor. No, but why is nobody helping her? We have Robin, who said she is a church member, so she pays thousands of dollars a year, or however much it is a year, to be a church member. And also her kids are going to an SDI school. That costs money too. Why don't we have these people? Robin, Tim Mullen, the media manager, I'm sorry, but at this point, there could have been a hold, I believe, where they at least hold her for 72 hours after that, she gets to say so. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what it's called, but there has to be some, people aren't doing enough, and it's scary to see. She's got all these people behind her, but nobody's helping her. What do you think, baby?
Yeah, I don't think anyone really cares to help her. They want to see the train wreck.
Adult social services, that's something to wonder. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. She apparently letting Ernie search. Yeah, I heard that, Melissa. Hey, I don't think Ernie's the right one to be doing that. I don't like him. That dude, no, and this is all wrong. Excuse me, I don't even want to think about it. It's all wrong. It's wrong people. Allow the police up there to search. Allow EquiSearch up there to search. Hello? Call Dave Radar up. Not Ernie. What the freak? And does nobody else get alerted that Ernie keeps saying that there's a chopper, he knows someone with a chopper, they can get a chopper to fly around? Which chopper? The chopper that Candace pictures flying around her house? I know they're cutting trees, but does he know one of them people? Because those are just choppers that have the saws hanging off of them, right? Like, who does Ernie know? I don't know. That's alarming, I think. I don't know. I haven't seen Blowhorn Betty's video yet. I will check that one out today. I think I seen her. She posted. I know she's been going to where Reverend Donna has put on her map or whatever. I'll check it out. Let the circus continue. Yeah. Ernie's crazy. Yeah. Harsh Reality latest video on Tim Mullins. I saw that. I think I watched a part of it. I will finish it. Ernie is legend in his head. You guys, he actually said they had to take me around the back and they cleared people out. And there's one girl running because she was trying to take pictures. Then he posted the picture. It's nothing like he said. The girl's actually standing there talking like, we all know he's a fucking liar. He's been actually in trouble for having false credentials on him. Just watch the Shelby Shaw case. He gets in trouble for having fake police badges and security badges and all of these things. Like, he's been in trouble for these things before. Yeah. He's so crazy. I'm honestly thinking that Tina is like the ringleader. Because she's the one who's convinced this man he's got a chip in his head. Or maybe it's not in his head now. It might be in his elbow today. I don't even know anymore.
He's a super soldier.
He's a super soldier that goes to jail. I don't know. I don't know. He's a super soldier that sure as shit doesn't know what the fuck's going on. What do you think of Candace supposedly firing TM and his new manager? I've heard that. I haven't seen that, nor do I fucking care. She said, why do I need a media manager? I don't know, Candace, you tell us. Why do you have a new one? Who is it? Is it tied to this Predator Hunter Nation bullshit people? Do we care anymore? Why does she need a manager? She asked that question. Now I'm asking her why she need one. Is she getting fucked up and signing papers around people if she doesn't even realize she's signing? Betcha. Ernie. Fuck. I thought Ernie said that because of me ruining his interview that he needed 5 minutes to talk to them and he'd have Summer home. Where's she at? He's out here delivering whole pizzas and shit. Where's Summer? You said 5 minutes, Ernie. You said 5 minutes alone and you could crack this case. So where are we at? Homeboy? But I mean, before I get too mean, I'll end this one. And we'll be back tomorrow. I love y'all. Thank you so much for the super chat tonight. And thanks for hanging and chit-chatting and going through this craziness with me. You like my hoodie? Thank you. It's from Walmart. It's got matching pants. It says Guns N' Roses. It's very comfortable. Very warm. We're going to get another blizzard tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe fucking Canada. Lady knows. I really shouldn't talk. I've got a nose of my own. We could play bumper noses. She would win. She got built-in glasses holders. Sweet dreams, Dalen. Hey, Heather. Or Heathen. Heather. Trillia. All right, good night, everyone. Love y'all. Bye.